member for Calgary-Elbow.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Now, when this government was elected, there was a lot of hope that perhaps things would be different. I said was, Mr. Speaker, because it seems they're falling into the same trap that so many governments before them have fallen into. So I'll take the House back to June 3rd, 2008, when the government House Leader said, when dealing with a contentious piece of legislation, quote, "I don't think we ought to be making significant changes to policy that affects thousands and thousands of people's lives without consulting them." To the government House Leader, do you still believe this?
I'm sorry, honourable member. I did not hear your question because of the noise in the House.
I will happily repeat the question, Mr. Speaker. On June 3rd, 2008, the government House Leader said, quote, "I don't think we ought to be making significant changes to policy that affects thousands and thousands of people's lives without consulting them." And my question is, to the government House Leader, do you still believe those words?
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, and to the member for the question around government policy and consultation. We're certainly taking the feedback that we've been hearing after Grand Prairie's consultation into careful consideration. The meeting tomorrow will be held differently, and we will continue to ensure that we have opportunities for farmers to work in partnership with Alberta, the Government of Alberta, to support their industry, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Now, I'd like to share what the Honourable Premier said on that same day, June 3rd, 2008, when she talked about consultation, saying we need to, quote, "consult with those who are impacted." You know, work that is done behind closed doors does not count as the kind of consultation that's required. To the Premier, do you still stand behind those words?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and to the member for the opportunity to say again that we are absolutely taking the feedback that's being given, both through phoning our offices, sending emails, attending the meetings, into consideration, and it's absolutely impacted the way that consultation.
Now, could I hear your answer, please, Madam Minister?
It's impacted the way the consultation is going to be continuing to unfold moving forward, and I thank Albertans for their feedback on that. Hopefully everyone will be feeling better about the process tomorrow after the meeting, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable member for Spruce Grove, St. Albert.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And finally, I'd like to share one last quote from the Premier, this time from May 15th, 2008, when she said the government should, quote, "talk to the people who work in the system. A lack of consultation will not achieve their goal. We need to ensure that we take the time to finally get change for the better." Now, Mr. Speaker, this government wouldn't change legislation affecting unions, teachers and nurses without consulting them first. To the Premier, are there stakeholders in Alberta that are not worth consulting prior to implementing legislation?
No, Mr. Speaker. We're happy that we've had so much feedback, that there's been so much interest in moving forward. We also are going to be happy at the end of the day when people can.
Could you try again, Madam Minister?
We want to work with family farms and with all different types of farms to make sure that there are so many different types that they have opportunities to have their voices heard. And there are a number of individuals that have said that they appreciate some of the assurances that will be brought forward with WCB. Some have already volunteered to be a part of that, and we hope that we hear from everybody on all sides of this moving forward, because we know that what farmers want is also what we want: safe workplaces and good returns for Albertans, Mr. Speaker.